Who is Trap Rabbit?
It's us.
Trap Rabbit is us. We are Trap Rabbit, but sometimes we play with other people. We have a bunch of people in Philly that we like to collaborate with.
We love changing it up, but at its core, it's just us.
At its core, it's a duo, and we do the majority of the writing as well.
Yeah.
So what's I guess the history behind Trap Rabbit? It's not the name. What's the name?
I just like the vowel sounds next to each other. And also, like, a lot of the bands that I was following at the time when I named it, they all had animals. It was all 2 words animals, like Wolfpack, Snarky Puppy, Hiatus Coyote, you know, all these cool bands, and they're all just animals, so I figured why not join the club.
Yeah.
That's not really what happened.
We kind of cycled through like 10 different names, and you know, I won't go into it, but essentially there were some names that we could not use because they weren't appropriate, and so eventually we settled on Trap Rabbit.
All right, how'd y'all meet?
We met in college. We both played music in college, and then we were in a bunch of bands together.
I was in Spanish class with him.
That actually was the first time we met.
We did a project. We did a PowerPoint, and it's like we didn't play music the first time we hung out.
You're right.
He was like in my room, like K. And so, you know, we were doing, you know.
I don't even remember what it was.
It was bad.
But
we got a B+.
Yeah, I think we got a B+. So that's cool. That's fine.
We're about a B+ band.
So where'd you go to school?
We were at Princeton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he majored in.
I was a history major, like music history-ish, and
I was just a bachelor's of music.
But we were like in the jazz program, and like we were in like a bunch of combos and the big band, like doing jazz vocal stuff. And then he was like, "Let's start bands," and we just kept trying to do stuff.
We had a bunch of different bands that were like, you know, our babies at first, and then it turned into Trap Rabbit once we left.
So when you found out that Logan played music, like, how did y'all find out? I mean, if it started off with a Spanish class, did he just happen to have a?
He showed up when like I went to like a rehearsal for like the jazz program, like some combo I was in, you know.
And we're like,
teachers, I was like, hey, you play piano? Like, oh. And that was, you know, and then we were in like more classes, know, and as soon as we jammed, I remember the first time we jammed. And there was a lot of chemistry there.
And then
it was good.
Yeah.
So who are some of the artists you guys work with? I know you said, are they just other indie bands? Have you worked with like notables?
Well,
not that you guys are unnotable, but
yeah. Well, we both like do individual things outside of Trap Rabbit. Our Trap Rabbit collaborations, we work with some really killer guys in Philly. John Coleman is probably the person we work with most. He's a bassist.
We've worked with Zach Lopresti, who's in Out of the Beard Space, and
Sam Greenfield and Thank You Scientist. Just a lot of really great Philly talent that we collaborate with on stage and sometimes in the studio as well.
I would say as a duo, we back up other artists as well, like just as a band. Like we're not Trap Rabbit, but like Koofnots, the rapper, is a big Philly name, and we love to play with him a lot. And that's not like us, but we're the band. And then we play with Sophie Corin, who's a, you know, I guess not an indie artist, but just a Philly artist.
Yeah.
And you know, we're in her band as well, and so we try to do stuff like that.
All right, so. Like I said to you, Logan, when you pulled up, I said, listen, man, I have no clue who Trap Rabbit is. I'm going to be honest, if I'd have seen the name and didn't know the work, I'd be like, Trap Rabbit? What the hell is a Trap Rabbit? Right? Like, is this like...
Clue we don't make trap music.
Like, is it trap music? Is it like... It's
rabbit music.
It's rabbit music. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. It's good.
Like hippie trap music. You know,
there we go.
For like vegans who do trap music.
Crunchy trap, man.
Tell me, what is the Trap Rabbit sound, man? Like, how would you describe that?
Well, like, we've come up with a bunch of different names to describe it. All of them are equally terrible. There's like
genres are
stupid, but you know, there's like, we got prog hop. We got
jazz, progressive jazz.
Progressive jazz, probably my least favorite. We got alt jazz, my second least favorite. They all suck, and we've never come up with a really great name. But ultimately, we take a lot of influence from jazz and like old school prog rock, and we combine it with hip hop and rappers. Our first gigs in Philly outside of Trap Rabbit were supporting hip hop artists, and so that's just been a big part of everything that we do. Plus the sort of like jazz prog rock thing. Yeah.
The songs y'all did today.
Yeah.
What now? I don't know if the second one y'all was just jamming. It was like, yo, let's just do something. I'm gonna find some sounds. You match me on them, and we just gonna go. Or were they official pieces you guys have composed prior to getting here?
The first one was a piece that we're working on. We haven't released it yet, but that's like pretty much its final form. And the second one was completely improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just improvised.
So what was the name? There's a name for the first one. We haven't even called it.
The first one we call Mannequin. Like, yeah, that's just what
We
we
had a
call it.
rehearsal space that had
Oh yeah.
that had a headless and legless mannequin, so it looked like this.
So
you know?
really?
And it was
It was creepy.
really
It was creepy.
weird. It
Yeah,
was so weird, and
It was in a lot of our videos too, because we were
took
just
a lot of
sticking
videos
in. Yeah.
in there, and it was really special to us, but we had to let go of the mannequin. So this song is named in
Dedicated
tribute,
to it.
dedicated to this mannequin.
So y'all, dude. The more I talk to y'all, the more I like y'all, man.
Much love.
Thanks, man. You too. Feelings mutual.
Because it's like, dude, nothing y'all have said has made sense for what y'all have done since I've met you guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the song's called Mannequin. Like, what the hell? Where'd they come up with that? Oh, there was a headless mannequin in the studio.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't remind me of a mannequin. But I can see why it's called Mannequin. You know what I
Instrumental
mean?
music is fun because you can name them anything you want.
Yeah.
Those are like our lyrics in a way.
We're
That's
not
that's
really
it.
good with like lyrics.
Yeah.
So like
this is to compensate.
Yeah.
But y'all are super dope, man, with the keys
Thank
and with
you.
the drums, man. So
Well, thank you.
So y'all make up for what you missing vocally with
Right.
instrumentation.
Just you wait. It'll happen.
Yeah,
it'll
right,
happen.
right,
No,
right.
I'm working on it, man. Yeah, the rap track is gonna come. It's gonna come. Yeah.
Talk a bit about this experience, though, man. Coming out here, doing this Tiny Room for Elephant series. I mean, being in this, this studio where, some, great records have been recorded. Grammy-winning artists have come through here and recorded in here, man. And you guys are now, I don't know where you've recorded prior to this and who you worked with prior to this, but just having this experience, man, the Tiny Room is put together to bring y'all in here to do this thing.
I mean, it's really cool. We've done some work in this building, like Breed on the other side.
Yeah.
I've been in that studio and some of those other rooms over here, but never this room. And so this is really cool.
Yeah, I didn't know this
for
was
me.
here.
I didn't even know this was over here. So that's cool. Tiny Room for Elephants is really, really cool. They've like we've been working with Jason for a while on some of his other projects that he isn't even doing with Tiny Room for Elephants, and I love all the stuff that he's part of and his music, and through him we found this really cool community. We did a little video before a couple months with them as well, and that was really, really cool.
It's different because we're doing it like all electronic.
Yeah,
And
this
so
it's
we don't do
definitely-
that. We don't do that normally like in a live video setting.
Yeah.
Like we're always an acoustic type band. You know?
He usually has a full drum
Yeah.
kit, so this is it's both refreshing and
Fun.
scary as well. Fun, scary,
Yeah,
cool.
it's new
Both.
territory. They're
It's
like,
new
we're, like it's
territory.
like stuff where there's constantly mistakes. We're like,
Yeah, right,
But it's
right.
mostly on my end because I'm playing a computer. But yeah,
It was kind of weird though, because like when you guys were playing, hold on, Cabron, you writing the shot, bro.
I'm sorry.
So
Sorry about that, man.
no problem, bro.
All right, man.
Like even when you guys were like getting yourselves together and setting up, it didn't feel structured.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a vibe that y'all go for? Or is that just this moment, this time? Like, or is it just always like that? It's like, dude, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna try to find some drums that match. Try to find some keys that match, and let's see if we can build something out from there.
Well, I think you felt that because the only times when we do this are when I just go over to his crib and we're just hanging out, and he pulls out the drum pads.
'Cause I don't have my
he's got,
set.
like, yeah, because he doesn't have his kit set up, and I'll there's usually like 1 or 2 keyboards laying around, and then we just start messing around. And so that's what this felt like. You know, we got in there, he pulls out the drum pad, I'm like, oh, I got my keyboards here, let's find some things. So I think that's what you're picking up on is like, but this is one of the only times that we really do this outside of just like hang out.
Tiny Room for Elephants, though, whenever I talk to Jason, like he wants like a certain type of energy. So he's not really looking for us to go in there and be like, we planned this out. I don't think he wants that at all. He really likes it when we start doing spontaneous stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lack of prep might be the MO here, like a little bit.
Again, the first one was composed.
Yeah, it's not we didn't write the song, but I didn't have any drum patches picked. I was just like flipping through, and yeah.
So I mean, the vibe was dope, man. Y'all guys are like I'm fortunate to have gotten a chance to be introduced to y'all guys.
Oh man,
Yeah,
we're fortunate.
appreciate it, man.
I just want y'all to know I appreciate getting the chance to be in the space with y'all, man, and hear your work, man. It was pretty good, man. I really enjoyed it, man. Now there's more and more rappers who are going with bands and instrumentation to put together their, you know what I mean, to produce music now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's good for us being musicians that get hired to do that.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think what's interesting is I talked to some of my friends out on the West Coast, and they're doing less of this, at least where my friend is. And this is one person, I guess, so it's just his experience. But I think over here, people really like it, and people are really receptive to it in a way because the Roots did it. You know, and so because they set this precedent here in Philly, literally in this room, like I think people are just realizing how cool it is. I mean, the rapper is just another acoustic instrument with the rest of the band. It's super cool.
I think when you get to a certain level too with rap, like when you're at like Kendrick's level or something, you can't just go on stage with a guy on tables. Like you just can't. Like he knows that. Like he's selling out these venues. It's like he's got a huge production.
Right.
Action Bronson, on the other hand, gets away with it because he's Action Bronson.
Okay, so there's a few.
There's a few, but like I would never want Action Bronson to get a live band. Like he
Could
is
be cool.
He's just such a like
he's just
you know.
he's just a force.
Like he just throws
Yeah.
PS4s in the audience. Like all right, fine, you're the band. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you know, but yeah, because I caught Nas at the Keswick.
Nice.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it was just him and the DJ.
Yeah.
But it was one
I'm
of the
sure it was
loudest
so
shows.
fire,
Now this is
yeah.
a guy who get in front. I mean, he got in front of the friggin' the orchestra that up in New York at the Kennedy, not Kennedy Center, Lincoln Center.
Right,
Did
yeah.
you seen that video what he did
Yeah.
when he performed? So this is a guy who can get in front of an orchestra, a band,
Yeah.
anybody, and
Right.
give a phenomenal performance.
Yeah.
He gave a phenomenal performance, just a DJ, and it blew my mind. I was like, dude, this is amazing that he was able to do that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think
Yeah.
it's a lot of once you get to a certain point as an artist, it's like, all right, what else you gonna give me? And for me as a listener and an enjoyer of the music,
Yeah.
I look for that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm like, all right,
Well,
man, I get it. Like,
yeah.
what else you got now?
I think another part of it is like the what else you got sort of thing is a lot easier to roll with your when you have a full band. Like bands actually have to like seriously arrange things and like interact with each other, and it's just another dynamic, I guess, versus just like a DJ, which you know there's like a pre-recorded beat that generally is like mostly the same for the whole time. Versus like if it's live. You can do that where you just play the same thing, but even the Roots, they have people soloing. They have people like doing other things and interacting and playing with each other. So
it was like the first time I heard a live instrumentation on a rap group was Stetsasonic. I don't know if you're familiar with Stetsasonic.
I don't think so.
They were Stetsasonic was probably early '80s,
yeah.
and they called themselves the first hip hop band. And I was probably about 12, 13. I was at they did a halftime show with Roxanne Shante and Biz Markie.
Oh,
Biz Markie?
Yeah, like, look, I'm blowing you guys' minds. Like, damn, is this guy really that old? Yeah, I'm really that old, dude.
That's not what I was thinking. I was actually more about how old Biz Markie is. Not about you.
Biz Markie was probably 20.
Yeah.
At that time.
okay,
I'm just like, Biz Markie, damn.
Yeah. So, and they had a drummer and a horn player, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And then I hadn't heard it again perform like that until I like 90, 92 when the Roots did Millersville and they came out.
Right.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, yo, man, this is it. Like,
Right.
I don't even want to see a rapper without a band.
Right. Yeah.
It's such a different energy. It's great. Yeah.
It really does, man. And listen, man, y'all guys have great energy in there, man. Your chemistry is amazing, man. I can see why y'all are a group, man. And I think y'all do great work, man. I look forward to hearing some more of your stuff, man. I'm actually gonna go look for your work, man.
Thank you, man.